Yo, welcome to What's Up and About.
Good morning.
Great to have you, Titi. You're welcome.
Hey.
How you doing?
Welcome. How's it going?
And of course, Mary's here.
How you doing?
It's still June. It's Father's Month. It's
Mike's month.
men's mental health. It was yesterday that I really just the mental health thing really just I felt like like I was just going through some, because sometimes I see some posts and that thing, I feel like, well, because someone once said something and how the expectations of men, and I thought about it and I was like, in that mood, like, this one mental, don't worry about it, we'll be fine, we'll be okay. But then I just finally went through a post till the end.
You entered.
So I know we are talking men's mental health month, but there were a series of posts we came across on social media that we just have to touch on, because there are issues that also get women talking, especially regarding this patriarchal situation that we find ourselves in. There were three situations, in fact. The first one had to do with a billionaire who allegedly put in his will that if his wife remarries, she would lose the inheritance.
I love that.
Wow.
The second one had to do with a
like
man
that.
in the hospital who in the process of being hospitalized, he came across two different cases of two husbands who refused to let their wives undergo CS. One wife lost her life. The other wife, and as at the time he posted it, he didn't even know the situation of that baby.
Wow.
The other wife, the baby died in her, and she still had to be cut open for the baby to be brought out. So she had to undergo CS without taking the baby home.
Wow.
Then the third one was one that is really grating my nerves now. The man in the UK, one man in the UK who was jailed for 2 years for harassing an 18-year-old girl, sexual harassment. And Uncle said that if it was in Nigeria, this wouldn't even go reported.
Oh yeah.
Meaning, what's the big deal?
No, but why are you? I thought that the second one is one that'll get on your nerves.
Because of the hospital, hospital one.
That's the one that.
That's
the one that when I.
So it's a different case if maybe the men felt they couldn't afford it, or maybe
they refused.
They just refused.
According to what the man said, they refused.
Oh no!
The first one even took his wife home.
I don't know why.
I don't know.
Saying maybe she's 2 days to her due date.
How can an adult? I just want to question medical. Maybe the medical ethics. How can a matured human being not decide for herself what she wants?
No. At that point in time, if the woman is in the throes of labor, she's not in
before labor. It doesn't matter. I don't care. I don't care.
So
I don't care if the doctor has given a recommendation. It doesn't. I don't care.
They give someone else the power of. Is it power of attorney they call it? Power of attorney.
Because if something goes wrong, they'll say the woman wasn't in the right frame of mind.
But
so
now,
she could have said.
You have to understand.
She didn't
if I was
want
doing
to.
a surgery.
Or the woman could even come afterwards and say she actually didn't.
Some cases women sign.
Yes.
Look, yesterday,
let
me tell you, laws have been been adapted from time to time. Yesterday, I saw something also. A team of 6 doctors and about 18 nurses performed a brain surgery for 32 hours.
Wow.
They had to take out 6 tumors. And each of the tumors, while taking it out, if another one had an issue, it was all gone. In the midst of 32 hours. My point is that they had a recommendation, they had things to do. Between a particular time, if a doctor's they came to the hospital. As at that time, the doctor's recommendation supersedes anything. And I'm saying this because, like I said, it hits personal to home. It doesn't make any sense.
So
if a doctor has recommended, you've taken somebody, you've probably gone to antenatal or whatever and all of that, somebody, and they have given that this is it. As at that time, you put your distance.
So the truth is, the man himself is not a medical professional. The husband is not a medical professional. So really, if he isn't seeking professional medical help or advice at that point in time, he has no business making such decisions.
Just on Monday, we were talking about surrogacy and how people are deciding for women how they should use their bodies.
It doesn't make any sense.
And
I love what you just said. Because if you're giving the power of attorney to somebody who doesn't have
any medical experience.
Medical, this thing.
Yeah.
And this was exactly what happened to my friend. The guy, no. She must give Hebrew women. She must give birth to that baby. And that's how she died. And that baby is to survive. Oh, and what are we saying? So it's utter nonsense. It doesn't make any sense. If that is a rule, if that is a law, it doesn't make any sense.
Honestly speaking, these are conversations that need to happen.
All three cases like you mentioned are things that have been happening. You see, you go there, go to that hospital. If you've ever been to a mother and child hospital, if you've ever been to any place with your wife or maybe your spouse, somebody to deliver, you know that this story, that case,
that scenario
it's
is
a regular thing.
Yes.
It's a regular thing.
Yeah.
You
so
know,
these are conversations, if there's someone watching right now, that's, these are conversations that you need to have with your partner now, before that time
Yes, that's
comes.
enough reason. That's red flag enough. That's enough reason not to go ahead in a marriage or in a relationship.
Yes.
You ask the person, what are you saying? What?
And see,
if I continue, what I will use, I cannot use it on.
Yeah.
What the hell? What are you saying? How can you tell me that you insist that a woman, after giving a medical diagnosis or prognosis, that she has to try to give birth naturally if she is not capable at that point and they're given CS?
I have decided that if I was to have my way as a lawmaker, what I will put into law is when you are going for your antenatal, you are usually encouraged to make payments before delivery.
Sure.
It is now going to be compulsory for you to pay for a CS.
Oh, yes.
So that if you need
a refundable
deposit
fee.
Definitely.
So you would be paid, you get your refund for the CS if you don't have to undergo it.
Of course.
And then it should be written, part of your antenatal document should be, should there be the need for it, will you give consent? So you know your fate, whether you are going ahead or you will tell the man, I don't think I can go on this journey.
Bring somebody to this earth, you're going to take yourself away
I'm telling
from
you.
this earth.
So let me bust your head now.
She has something to say. Let's just get Chef Belinda.
Okay.
Let's just get Chef Belinda.
From the beginning, sign it. Are you go? If there's any case like this, will you go ahead? Because people make so many big deal about this thing, and people are dying. Yeah, people are still there insisting that. I get that we see it. So the first one, my husband was not. He signed. Second, my husband was not. Before you came, I signed already. Oh yeah, let's go there.
Yes, now they allow women to sign.
So the issue now is the stigma around elective CS.
Oh,
there are some women that say ahead of time that they are not planning
is that not
to
part of
go
what we
through
discussed on Monday?
labor. They're not planning to do that.
By all means.
They have chosen a particular date. They have chosen a particular time. They've chosen a hospital and a doctor. And they choose to go the same way you go for a dental appointment. You get to the hospital and hop, skip, and jump. You're in the theater. They bring the baby out.
No,
there are some people that...
The one that really if we were talking was that stigma.
Yeah, there is a stigma.
For those that are perpetrating, for those that are pushing that sort of stigma. No, my point is that whoever is accepting to go with that stigma, there's something wrong with you. And the people that are even pushing that stigma, is a greater thing wrong with you. You are not okay.
There's a reason why people have fear of surgery. Anything to do with being cut open, the risk of anesthesia, potential anesthesia, reactions to pain medication. There are so many different things.
These women are saying that they want surrogacy because they don't want to go through it. But the moment you as a woman decide to get pregnant,
pain or whatever,
you are more or less putting your life on the table. Everyone knows this. Or don't you know? Pregnancy means that you are putting your life on the table. You know already.
The issue is where someone passed on because of someone else's decision. So it's not whether the pain or the stigma. That's aside. The point is this: we are all saying that if that is if that is among the tenets or if that is among the ethics of the profession, then there should be some change.
You had the audacity.
You cannot allow somebody who doesn't have a medical experience to be the one to oversee in lieu of someone else's life.
So I've actually seen a documentary on how many layers actually need to be sliced through before a baby is brought out. And it's more than 7. So a lot of people think of it as the easy way out. CS is not the easy way out.
Okay, yeah.
It is also extremely, there's pain involved. A lot of people think, oh, there's labor pain, but there's no pain involved with CS. There is a lot of pain.
We actually talked about this on Monday. The fact that
there is a lot of
CS,
the healing after
the healing
takes
is after,
about,
and it's painful.
Exactly.
It takes, in fact, for some women, they still deal with a lot for years.
Where I'm going is there is less risk to the baby.
Yes.
There's less risk to the mother in general.
So,
if there are
so yeah, I
signs,
fully understand. But
so
let's just keep it at
I'm just trying to say this
No,
now.
let's keep it at our focus, because the focus now is those injunctions that having another person that involves another person's life. It's not the risk and holder involved. The doctors, as at that time, have analyzed and have decided.
I just even remembered one story.
That this is the best. I'm telling you,
do you know this man refused to pay?
You understand?
Not because he didn't have the money. He said, what do the doctors mean? That why should she have a CS? Do you know this lady had to call her sister? Thankfully, she had a good business. She paid her CS herself to deliver this man's child.
Wow.
Knowing fully well she could have died.
Wow.
Then somebody will now tell a woman that she should not do surrogacy because she does not want to put herself through madness.
There's a lot to unpack.
Especially, and the reason why this is all on men, because I would say, you see that concept of your head is not there. It doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. Like you are giving the power to somebody else. Doesn't make sense. Let that one just go. We don't even want it. There's no for against.
So now the question I wanted to even throw out there when you were talking about the decision making is, sadly, we've seen polls where some men say they would rather save the child than save the woman. You see, and that is a sad fact.
You see, that one is on the, you see, like you mentioned, there should be some very serious. See, that thing when you go and you ask, what's your favorite color? There's a question you should ask.
Yes, what's your
hobby?
Before
you decide. No, that's
what's your choice of delivery?
That's rubbish questions. You see this kind of question now?
Yeah.
You see this kind of question now? What was it again? That if I am at risk with my baby, you tell the man, and you tell him to swear, you bring Orumilala, you bring Amajoha. Wait, hold on now. I'm talking. You bring Amajoha or something, and tell him to swear while you are making a decision. Because someone will decide to save a baby and let the mother.
Mike is passionate about this.
So you know the question you ask another child. You'll be asking, what's your favorite color?
There are certain questions and conversations that need to be had. But let's send it over to social media at this point.
Maybe we'll write it out what we think it should be, and we'll put it out there also. You understand?
On social media, use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC. As you can see, it is a very passionate conversation, and we can't continue it now. But we have to go to a break. We'll be looking out for your messages right now.